due to that, we are going to talk or unpack matters to do with the seasonal climate forecast for early warning and early action. Dr. Richard Muita is the Acting Deputy Manager, Climate Services at the Kenya Meteorological Department. Welcome to the program.
Thank you.
How are you doing this morning?
Very well.
Yes.
Pleasure
Let's
to
get
be
into
here.
it now.
Yep.
You know, we are in the October, November, December season. And the rains have been predicted to be below the normal. So what does it mean for an ordinary Kenyan?
Thank you very much, and good morning, viewers. When we talk about below normal rainfall, and because many people have come not to understand what below normal is,
yes,
so we now talk about below average. You know, it's just like saying if a person is below average, then it means that person is...
There's a long way to go.
...is below 50%.
Yes.
Yeah, so in essence, below average rainfall that has been predicted for the season means that we do not expect rains that exceed what normally, under normal season, to happen in that particular area. So for Kenya, generally, for the October to December season, we expect that much of the country would expect below average rainfall. Of course, with just a small portion expecting near normal to above. Yes.
So, and this season also has been compared to the one in 2021. And in 2021, it was kind of a drought season between this time. So, and now the rains are going to be below average. So what should Kenyans expect from this season?
Well, yeah, the current season is expected to depict or to be close to 2021. That's October to December.
Yes.
However, the drought in 2021 was not just for 2021. We know the country and the region was generally through a drought that had started around 2016, 2017.
Wow.
And the impacts were, you know, clear from agriculture sector, water sector, even the wildlife were dying. And so in 2021, having the drought meant that most of those socioeconomic activities suffered because of depressed rainfall. So we expect more or less the same for some areas in the country. When we talk about, you know, depressed rains, which are the rains depicted as below average, and therefore likely the agriculture sector could bear the brunt of this, of course including the crop and the livestock,
yes,
but also water. But generally also in terms of the socio-economic you know, status of things across the country, that's what we would expect because of drought indications.
You know, we talk about climate information, but then again, how does this climate information and early warning systems that we are talking about protect lives and economies, say for a country like Kenya?
Well, climate information is very important. Before, many people across the globe never thought that climate mattered.
Yeah.
But with the evolution of climate extremes, fluctuations, and where people see extreme weather conditions occur, then more and more people, more and more governments became aware of it. And therefore, what it means is that climate information has become an important and an integral part of the planning of any organization, any government, any sector, since it helps one to be able to put in place, you know, the measures that could help minimize either damage, loss, or any other impact that may come due to extreme climate or climate fluctuation.
Yes.
Yep.
Now, you know, Kenya is a country that has what you would say weather-sensitive sectors, we're talking about agriculture, we're talking about transport, energy. What I want you to talk about the value of climate services, because I think it transcends the immediate alerts that we receive to include adaptation and planning.
Yeah, that you raise a very important issue, and let's say the role of climate information, which translates into anticipatory action, and perhaps you call it adaptation.
Yes.
The debate across the globe now is moving away from mitigation and more into adaptation, because adaptation is much easier to actually embrace even at the household level, since you can just do what you think can help you to, you know, kind of be able to lessen the suffering or the impact of the extreme weather. So globally right now, climate is very important, such that the UN Secretary General actually came up in 2022, came up with the initiative called Early Warning for All. And this Early Warning for All initiative is supposed to be adopted by all the 193 countries across the globe, such that it enables the climate information and action to actually reach the last mile. That is, each and every household should at least have access to climate information by the year 2024. 2027, sorry. And so that actually shows you how important climate information is, because at the globe we are highlighting that we should have this early warning for all at every grassroots level by 2027.
Yes, and that also translates to, it has an impact on the economies of a country. Now, you know, there's the aspect of accuracy and trust and communication when it comes to matters to do with information on weather. Do you think that sometimes Kenyans question the accuracy of the weatherman? Is it, what causes it, this aspect? Is it a matter of failure of science, or it's about trust or communication? Where is the problem?
Well, that's a good question, and actually it's a question that repeats itself many times in the media, in the space. And what I would say is that we have two players here. The first player is the producer of the information, which is climate services. And the second one is now the user. And the user has what we call perception. They can perceive that climate information is accurate or not, depending on where they are, depending on what information they had access to. And in most cases, you find that at the climate services, we are able to categorize in terms of the accuracy of the forecast. And currently, like in Kenya, I would say that our forecast is more than 80% accurate in most of the times. Sometimes it's 100%, sometimes it's 95%. And therefore, when we talk about accuracy, it's about perception. Because sometimes when extreme weather occur, for example, if there is a storm or a flash flood, you have seen even in the city of Nairobi, when there is a flash flood, people panic because of that storm. And they start doing things, and then they start claiming that, you know, the Met services have not provided accurate. But now the question would be, did this particular user access the information, the forecast that was given? Most of the time we have done surveys, they have not. But they just say because it caught them off guard. But if they had the information, probably they would have done a better kind of preparedness and know that, well, we expect a storm in this area.
Is it because of accuracy, or it's within the nature of the probabilistic nature of this forecast? Where do Kenyans fall short when it comes to the confidence in these forecasts?
Well, we have our forecasts which are probabilistic in nature. Others are deterministic in nature. However, that does not reduce the reliability of the information.
Yes.
Because when you unpack the climate information, then you should know what actions are most likely to be useful to you. And therefore, when it comes to issues accuracy or reliability, it is about this particular consumer of the information. What do you do with the information? It's just like if you buy meat from a butchery.
Yes. What
will you do with the meat? You'll either cut it into pieces, put somebody else will eat it raw, another person would eat it, fried. So for the information, there is one author that wrote and said, who can eat information? And in this case, they were alluding to climate information. And I think it speaks to what you are saying, that most of the time, people don't look at the weather, but when things happen, that's when they become more aware. They start now either critiquing it or talking about it.
Or they pay more attention.
And especially when maybe some damage or some loss has happened, that's when people really start, which is kind of more reactive than, doing things before.
From your perspective, Daktari, do we as a country recognize the critical role of climate information and early warning systems in our national plans and strategies in as far as climate and weather is concerned?
Indeed, yes, very much. Because you'd find that at the national level, we have the Ministry of Environment, Climate Change and Forestry, which spearheads issues environment, which includes also climate services, forestry, among others. And you'd find that we have the National Climate Change Action Plan. We also have several other policies, and even in the Vision 2030, we have a place for the climate. And across the 47 counties, actually most of the counties have come up with the climate change, kind of a strategic plan in there, and actually they even budget for it. And therefore, it shows the importance of, integrating this information in the plans of the government for either emergency and other, plans.
In the whole aspect of early action, what would that look like for farmers, pastoralists, and urban planners, especially when it comes, given that now kind of the weather conditions, the weather events have changed due to climate change?
Actually, the climate action is supposed to be fitted into the activities of the specific user. If it's a farmer and the farmer has lined up several activities in preparing to plant, to farm. So what would happen is that they would look at the climate weather or the information given and the action that goes with it. Like at the Kenya Meteorological Department, we provide what we call advisories. Advisories are like, with this kind of weather, this sector, if it is the agriculture sector, we expect maybe extreme rainfall or rainfall above average, and therefore probably we suggest or we recommend that the farmers can grow as much food as possible. For those who have expect less rainfall, they may go for the opposite. And therefore it's upon the particular user to see whether they take this information and apply it in their activities, even at different stages, where, for instance, they can look at information like the onsets that we give that goes with the seasonal forecast. Should I plant or wait for the onsets that were given by the start of the rains? Or should I delay because also we have what we call local knowledge. Some farmers have experience of their own, and therefore they can say, well, maybe you have been given these onsets, but I think from my experience, I might delay by 2 days. So it's about this particular user, whether it's the water, the energy, and any other sector, to fit the action that really fits into their activities.
Within the Med Department, how are you incorporating the emerging technology now into dealing or forecasting seasonal climates, especially here in Kenya?
innovation and technology are just part and an integral part of the climate services throughout the world, because even the very first computers, the biggest and the largest computers to be manufactured at the beginning were with the meteorology. Because we deal with a lot of data, a lot of information which comes every second, and therefore you need a technology that could be able first to process the information. We also use technology within the observation systems themselves, where we have automatic stations. Nobody has to be there, but then they would have to transmit the information to a certain base. We also have in the telecommunication, like Kenya Met Department is a regional telecommunication hub for a number of countries in Africa. So it receives the information from different countries and then is able to transmit to other global centers. We call them the global producing centers. Then we also have technology when it comes to the forecasting itself, where we have, computers. We have supercomputers which can run and produce the models and the predictions we need after we have processed the data and feed the data into the system, and of course with our experts working on it. So apart from that, of course, we have the other observations, the satellite system, which connects with the ground station, and therefore it's able to give you real-time or instant time, and we receive satellite imagery after every 15 minutes. And this would help us even to be able to predict an oncoming storm or something that can really maybe threaten the lives of people. And finally, we have also started embracing ML or machine learning and artificial intelligence within the weather forecasting system and the climate services in general, in order to be at par with other climate services across the globe.
Yes. Looking at the events droughts of 2021, which you said started way earlier, do you think there are lessons we have ignored or there are lessons we have learned, and how are we applying it to deal with the seasonal climate forecasts?
Well, I would say that from now, my personal experience and what I see, because I'm also a researcher. I research climate and the nexus that go with it. And what I've seen is that the most difficult thing to model, we are able to model data to do climate prediction, financial forecasting, and so forth. But the most difficult model to model is a human, the human being. And therefore, to answer your question is that there are some who have learned that when such a thing comes, then we need to take this action. Yet there are others who still, I don't want to say they have refused, but who still find themselves at the center of the risks or the impacts that come with extreme weather. And this has been depicted. I remember one time somebody stopped me. I was on my way to Marsabit. And in Isiolo, somebody said, "I think I know you." Then, "How so?" "I think I've seen you on TV." "Oh, okay. Oh, you people, now I've come to believe you." I said, "Why?" "Because I had planned, I had actually, taken some piece of land, which I had leased in around Naivasha. And I planted so much crop because I expected to harvest, and I had taken a loan. Unfortunately, when the rains came, everything looked good. But shortly after that, everything dried and I lost everything." So from that time, I started paying attention to the climate information. So in essence, what I'm saying is that there are people who would actually embrace, but others will not, because every day in the news, you report people who have been swept away by floods. You report people who have suffered this or the other. Yet this information is always available in their space.
How can Kenya turn seasonal forecasts from scientific reports now to ensure that they're included in tools for policy and planning?
We normally work with all government agencies, including private sector, and within our ministry, because the ministry is the one that has to coordinate and implement policies. we are able to advance some of the policies like what I mentioned across the 47 counties, where the county assemblies would come up with the bills and they pass them. The KMD as a department may not kind of like pass any bills, but we also evolve bills. Like now we had the meteorological bill, which went to Parliament, and so that it could be actually transformed into a policy such that now it can be implemented. In essence, there are quite several policies that have come across. I already mentioned things like the National Climate Change Action Plan. We have the climate change, kind of policies or regulations. So we integrate them through different forums whenever possible. And therefore, we can still look at where gaps are and still come up with what we call policy briefs, which can address maybe specific gaps within the climate services value chain.
Dr. Ari, your final word.
Well, my final word is to say that we are in the season, the October to December. And we have said that for the eastern sector of the country, much of the eastern sector of the country, northeastern and the coast, we expect below average rainfall. For central Rift Valley and South Rift Valley, we expect near normal rainfall. For western Kenya, some parts of northwestern Kenya, areas west of Samburu, and some areas of western highlands in the west of the Rift Valley, we expect them to see above average to above average rainfall, and therefore people should utilize this information properly in their own space so that they can maximize the opportunities that come with it, and where it is not up to what they expect, then they should diversify possibly to other activities.
Asante sana.
You're welcome.
That is Dr. Richard Mwita, who is the Acting Deputy Manager, Climate Services at Kenya Met Department. This is where this conversation ends, and I hope you have learned a thing or three and know what to expect and what to do in this season. This conversation ends here. My name is Mike Migwe. Vivian Ndegwa is up next with Women at the Forefront. Stay with us.
Oh, thank you.
To a microphone.